Tyler, any update at all?
Had an MRI this morning, came back negative, so that's good news. So medically, they say just a sprained shoulder. Rehab. The rest of the week, and hopeful. For the weekend.
I know the RPI was kind of the hang-up. You guys getting the 12, does that tell you anything about the committee's thought process?
Yeah, and I think it's such a subjective process, and I think that's why one of the reasons I guess it makes it good. There's a lot of different opinions, but the only opinions that matter are the 10, in Indianapolis, and so I guess when you look back in retrospect, certainly the run, in Hoover, is what made it possible, but maybe it wasn't, as close as we thought it was, there at the end.
Do you have any first impressions on the three teams coming here?
No, not really. Don't know much about them. Probably know the most maybe about the years of Clemson, just because of the ACC and, how close they are to us, and then of course my son playing at Louisville, so you kind of follow the other conference. Jacksonville State, Coach Case has been there for a long time. They were here in 2014 and has done a great job there. And don't know much about Illinois, just know they had a really good year in the Big Ten. I think they came in third, if I'm not mistaken. So, good field, three. Power 5 conference type teams, and I think a really good 4C.
You guys talked about flipping the switch in Hoover. Did you think part of that was playing
You
looser?
had 2 questions already.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm hogging it. It's usually a parachute.
How pleased you were with your guys just learning how to hang in there. How special is that and important is that going to be going into the road ahead?
Well, I think each week is different, and but you hope that we learned something there. We learned. Kind of found ourselves, and I think one of the key components of that was just playing the game. Getting back to doing that. We did that early in the season, but when we had some adversity at the end of the year, we made it really tough on ourselves. But again, proud of the way we played, and hopefully we'll continue to play like that.
Are you surprised? Had any questions?
Go ahead, Terry. You should have had the first one. You've been here the longest.
I'm sorry. Sure. Hey, just how last year ended here in the regional? Does that drive players? Does that drive you? Does that factor in?
Yeah, you've asked, and other people have asked questions like that over the past. It doesn't drive me. I mean, I always look. Obviously that was disappointing, and but those types of things, to me, that's why I got a great job, is because every year you get a different club. Every year, even with a lot of returners, they're different. They're older, they're wiser. Hopefully, they're better players. But I know it does drive some people, and I'm sure it drives a lot of those guys in the locker room, and a lot of them, it might be their last, time at this, and so I know that they've mentioned that, they want to leave their mark. Everybody wants to leave their mark here, and this is a team that deserved better than that last year. Hopefully, we'll play better this year and in the regional, because that's what it comes down to. It's all the teams are really good. When you get to this part of the season, it's about playing well. People can talk about all the matchups they want and how everything shakes out. As far as the bids, but at the end of the day, it's about playing well. And I know it sounds like coaches speak, but it's really the truth. If you're good enough, if you play well, the rest will take care of business.
Coach, you've had some high highs, some low lows this year. How do you guys kind of center yourselves going into this tournament?
Say it again.
How do you guys kind of center yourselves going into this
Center.
tournament?
Zen, Mike, he's talking to you.
Yeah, that's center. I'm not exactly sure what center means, but I think we feel good. I think we feel good going into this, after the way we finished this season and then the way we played in Hoover. Again, kind of think we found ourselves a little bit, and hopefully we can replicate the way we played, the way we pitched it, the way we swung it the last few days, and play with that kind of confidence, that kind of energy.
What was the reaction like on Sunday? I mean, you come off that tough loss.
I wasn't on the bus. I heard they went crazy. Because we flew there and my family was there, we had an extra car, so I drove home yesterday. But it was quickly after we got out of the showers at Hoover High School that it came out, and I don't want to say it was a surprise. I think we're still hopeful, but I think maybe the shot in the arm that they needed, and just excited for them, because I know they really put it on the line, and not just that week, but to you know, to get to that Sunday, and with most people, you know, saying, hey, you needed to win that to host, to come that close and you know, not get it, you know, I think you know, that was one of the big hurts. You know, not only do you lose a championship, but you might have lost a shot to host. And as you know, Brian said earlier, maybe it wasn't as close as we all made it out to be, but you don't know that at that point. And but you know, they know how special this place is. You know, meaning Swayze Field, and you know, I think it's, you know, a reward to them, but it's a reward, you know, for the program. It's a reward for the fans, and you know, it's really cool to be home, you know, at this time of year.
You guys,
Surprised at all with just how the Super Regionals are matched up? You guys theoretically potentially going to Fayetteville, and there's a few SEC, Pac-12, Pac-12. Are you surprised they kind of paired it like that?
Well, you heard Ray, and I think it's true. That's one of the things that, you know, everybody wanted the seeding. Everybody wanted 1 through 16, and it's hard to argue the other way. You know, I get it, and what people say, but you can't say, well, we want the seeding unless it puts, you know, conference against conference, and we want to switch it. I mean, you can't have both, and so, you know, we know a lot about Arkansas. Unfortunately, we know how really good they are, but that'll probably be the last time we really talk about them this week. I mean, we know as well as anybody it's about this weekend, and you got to play well this weekend.
y'all had mentioned flipping the switch in Hoover and kind of finding yourselves. Do you think part of that was playing looser? Did you sense that at all amongst the guys?
Yes, but I don't know why that necessarily, you know, comes about, you know, and but, you know, an older team that, like I said, you know, at one point I think even, you know, pulling up, you know, we knew as coaches how good we could really be, but I've also seen it go the other way, and to where you can't really find it again, and so you know, I'm just happy that we did, and happy that we played so well.
Would you want them to seed 1 through 64, or do you like the current setup?
I don't know if they'll ever do that because of finances. That would be neat. I think it would be the most fair. I mean, we would like to do that. I would think most coaches would think that's fair. I don't know if fans would love that, you know, because fans love coming to these things. And so, you know, yes, it's economics for the NCAA, but it's also economics for your fan base. You know, you start doing that, and you're putting a lot of schools that you know, a long ways away. And you know, but they do in basketball. So, you know, those are a lot of times the same fans, but I would be for it just because it's the most fair.